Hi there, it's Lisa here on our 13th Sunday of Ordinary Time. And our first reading today is from the book of 2nd Kings, and it is about Elisha. Elisha is the one who received the double portion of Elijah's spirit and wonder workings, and our story today is about one of Elisha's wonder workings, and it happens to a woman in the town of Shunem. And I wanted to show you where Shunem would be, just so you can have a sense of what it is. So this is the Mediterranean, and this is Israel here in the north, Judah in the south, the Dead Sea, Sea of Galilee. And here, right about here, we're just below the S of Israel, is where Shunem would be, and that's where Elijah would have been traveling as he went back and forth. And so our reading says that one day Elisha came to Shunem, where there was a woman of influence who urged him to dine with her. So she has money, she has power, she has something, right? And whenever he passed by, he would stop in. But she says, let's make a room for him. Elisha comes back and forth. Let's make a room on the roof where he can have a place. So they do that, and he sees that. And then he wants to thank them somehow. And so he asks his servant, Gehazi, whom we know from when Naaman was in the Jordan. So Gehazi says, yes, something can be done. She has no children, okay? They're getting on. She has no son, and they're getting on in years. And so Elisha promises a child, and that is the prophet's reward, which is what our gospel is about. Whoever receives a prophet, because he is a prophet, will receive a prophet's reward. So there's the story of the prophet giving his reward. Ta-da! Okay, so let's see how this goes. So a reading from the second book of Kings, and we wait 1, 2, 3, get everything settled. One day, so it's a story, one day Elisha came to Shunem, where there was a woman of influence who urged him to dine with her. Afterward, whenever he passed by, he used to stop there to dine. So she said to her husband, I know that Elisha is a holy man of God. Since he visits us often, let us arrange a little room on the roof and furnish it for him with a bed, table, chair, and a lamp. So you notice I just said that. Bed, table, chair, lamp. We just go ahead there. So that when he comes to us, he can stay there. So simple story, nice tone. People are thinking of other people, right? Sometime later, Elisha arrived and stayed in the room overnight. So he's probably like, whoa, thanks, guys. Okay. Later, Elisha asked, can something be done for her? His servant Gehazi answered, yes. So Gehazi's paying attention. Greatest personal assistant ever, right? She has no son, and her husband is getting on in years. If she's a widow, she's stuck, okay? A widow with no son. Elisha said, call her. He has the idea. When the woman had been called and stood at the door, Elisha promised, this time next year, you will be fondling a baby son. And we're just smiling as it ends, because this is a wonderful reward. It meant everything to her. She might have had all the money and household in the world, and the one thing that she wanted, now she was finally getting, right? And then we wait 1, 2, 3. The word of the Lord. Okay, so practice reading aloud. Tell it as if you were telling your grandchildren or your children or your nieces or your nephews, whoever you're talking to, right? It's a story. God bless it.